Welcome to the Muffet McGraw Show on Positive Hits Pulse FM and Watch ND. Tonight, we'll visit with the Hall of Fame Notre Dame women's basketball coach, Muffet McGraw. We'll hear the latest from the team and meet some players. The Muffet McGraw Show is brought to us by TireRack.com, Coors Light, South Bend Orthopedics, Bowling Vision Center, Coca-Cola, West Bend Insurance, St. Joseph Health Systems, UPS, and O'Rourke's Public House. And now, from O'Rourke's Public House in Eddy Street Commons, it's Hall of Fame coach Muffet McGraw with Hall of Fame broadcaster Bob Nagel.
And good evening, and welcome to O'Rourke's Public House here at Eddy Street Commons. Glad to have you with us, and it's always great to see our fans gather together, but there's a lot of our fans have been at every one of our shows this year, and that's been great. And you were certainly there yesterday, and we're going to need you there all season long, so we're glad you're with us tonight for our show. We've got Carol Owens going to join us, our associate head coach. She'll be spending some time with us here on the show. And we've also got a couple of our post players. Danielle Cosgrove is going to join us. And then we've also got a chance to meet with Michaela Vaughn, who is back in the lineup. And so great to see her back yesterday. And so that's some of the good news. And we're going to be recapping some of the games, and we're going to be looking ahead to the schedule coming up, and we're also going to get a chance to have our Sam Saloon segment. Sam Brunell's here. She's going to be talking to our post players and asking them why they don't pass the ball to her more often. No, they pass it to her quite a bit, so it's working out. But we're glad you're here. Want to thank our studio engineer, Jed DeVicki, and our engineer on site, Bob Henning. Nobody does a better job than Bob does, and we really appreciate all of his help. It's our third show of the season, and our thanks again to the great crew here at O'Rourke's Public House. And we want to thank the folks from TireRack.com for their support. And we're just really excited about being here because we get a chance to catch up. It's been a while. We were here December 2nd for our last show. And it's just, Coach, it's been obviously a test, and a couple of days left in the year 2019. It's fun to look back on a year and a decade, really, that's been a really special one for Notre Dame women's basketball.
It really is. Started in 2011 when Skylar was a sophomore, and we went to the Final Four that year, beating Connecticut and Tennessee back-to-back. First time it's ever been done. And really, that kind of set a tone for this whole decade, going to the Final Four 7 times out of the last 9 years. Really phenomenal achievements, and it's much easier to look back and appreciate it now when we're going through some tough times.
Well, and again, he started the season off, I think we were 26-3 in the early part of the season once we turned over into the new year. And a phenomenal team. And we were going to give every one of our players a 6th year, and we weren't able to do it. Otherwise, they might be back. But it really has been a phenomenal run. And exciting to see, obviously we've got some challenges this year, but exciting to see the new faces, learning to play together, fitting together, and it's going to be a legacy that's going to go on the next few years.
Yeah, we do have a lot of youth out there, a lot of new faces, and it's been, I'm not sure what the word is actually, how to describe this year. It's definitely we're a work in progress. We show signs at times of being a really good team, and we show signs of just being young and needing to learn some things. So, yeah, every game is going to be a challenge for us. We've got to come in ready. We've just got to stay positive. I think that's probably the biggest thing.
You still got the best schedule in the country. You played 3 ranked teams in a row, and then we won the championship in Canada, which was really good. We had a good win over Guelph, and that was a lot of fun. And again, looking for the challenge every year in the pre-conference part of the schedule. It's what you got to do to be better for the conference.
Well, you schedule that way to help you with the conference. We played the 4th toughest schedule in the country, and I thought that would really help us coming into the ACC. But I think we overscheduled. I don't think this team was really ready for that grueling of a schedule.
Is that sort of like playing a tougher golf course in your game? Yeah, I know what that's like. I've done that a few times, and we're going to get a chance to talk about the schedule behind us and the schedule ahead of us here in just a couple minutes. Right now, we want to give you our next trivia question. We're going to have 5 trivia questions today, and if you got all the answers correct at the end, we'll find a winner, and we're going to have some nice prizes. Jake Amodio was telling me earlier, Jake is our promotions director, and he said round-trip tickets to where? Oh, wait a minute. Those were given away last week, so we've got some other prizes for you. So we'll get those to you. But we certainly appreciate Josh doing all his great work too with our trivia questions. And Josh Bates has got a list of them here. Here's question number 2. Carol Owens became the second Irish assistant coach to win what major award last season? Carol Owens won one of the major awards last season. If you know which one that was, write it down. Our first question was asking who else scored 31 points as a freshman besides Sam Brunell and Skylar Diggins. And if you have that question answered correctly, you could be on your way to fame and fortune, if nothing else, for winning our trivia contest here. We've got our first break coming up. In just a moment, we'll be back with our coach, Muffet McGraw. Our show is brought to you by the TireRack.com. Thanks for being here.
There are countless not very smart things you can do in your car. Painting your body green in support of Notre Dame basketball while driving. Painting your friend's body. Pretty much any kind of body painting while driving. But with TireRack.com, it's easy to be smart about your tires. Use our test results and consumer reviews to find the best tire for your car. Use our comparison tools to choose the right tires for you. Then have them shipped and installed fast. TireRack.com, official tire experts of Notre Dame basketball.
Right now, I'm holding a perfectly ice-cold Coors Light. You know how I know it's the perfect temperature? Because the mountain on the can is blue. And also, it's really cold. Every Coors Light is cold filtered, cold lagered, and cold packaged. Notice how many times I said cold? 3 times. It's that cold. So make sure the mountain on your can of Coors Light is blue, because that means it's ready to enjoy. 2019 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Is life throwing you hard knocks?
Okay, it's time to go to work.
You may be injured or just worn down. Whether it's Notre Dame basketball, work, or just everyday life, South Bend Orthopedics believes everyone should be treated as if they are on the same team. Schedule an appointment with South Bend Orthopedics today. Call 574-247-9441. Let us get you back in the game.
Okay, it's time to go to work.
As a coach, you wear many hats and need to be ready for anything. You want to be the best that you can be for your players. And LASIK definitely made a big difference for me. Now my vision is sharp and I can really focus on coaching. To be your best on the court, you need to be aware. And thanks to bowling, I'm not missing a thing.
Learn more about Ryan's experience at bowlingheroes.com. Bowling Vision Center. Amazing happens here.
Live from O'Rourke's Public House in Eddy Street Commons, it's the Muffet McGraw Show on Pulse FM.
Welcome you back to O'Rourke's. Great crowd here tonight, enjoying the food and the refreshments. We're glad you're here with us, and we're back certainly on campus after the Christmas break. Our kids got a chance to go home, and Coach, I trust it was a good Christmas for you and for the players. They really enjoy that opportunity to get home, even if it's just for a couple of days.
Yeah, they really do. And I know they all enjoyed being with their families. It's that time of the year you want to spend time with your families. And it's often hard to come back. Your friends are all home. There's a lot of people around. But time to get back to work.
Did you spend any time scouting Villanova when you're in Philly? We don't have to do that anymore, do we?
Got out to Philly. Did not get to see Harry Peretta.
Well, we miss playing Harry, don't we? We
No.
sure do.
No, we
no,
really
we don't. That was always a tough assignment for us, no question about it. Well, Coach, after 2 wins over ranked teams in the early part of the schedule, we get into the game with Minnesota. It's the Big Ten ACC Challenge. And Minnesota, like a lot of teams are going to play, is looking at a team that they think they can compete with and play with. And they came out and they hit some big three-pointers again. It was a pretty good-looking team from Minnesota.
Yeah, they have a really good team. They're a team that I think when you look at our games, it seems as though there's always one person that goes off on us, and usually it's the one that we're trying to guard. And their best players really are stepping up and having big games. I mean, we've gave up big games to Tennessee, DePaul, to Minnesota, to pretty much everybody on the schedule. Somebody's coming out and getting a big game against us. We've got to figure out a way to have a little more awareness defensively.
You're down by 18 in that game. You came back to actually lead in the fourth quarter. And then it was kind of defense that led to offense in that game.
Yeah, that really helps us. We have to get easy baskets, and we're not able to do that. We don't have a strong offensive rebounding group, so we've got to be able to get a really good shot and hope that we can score in transition as much as possible. And when your defense creates those opportunities by getting steals and quick outlets, that's our best chance of winning.
You had 4 players in double figures in that game, and Anaya Peoples had 9 points and 14 rebounds. And again, our freshmen are doing some fantastic things.
Yeah, they really are. It's great to see the rebounding, though. She's not that big. She's just so tough, and she's just relentless going to the glass.
Well, it was a tough game again, but a good opponent came in here in Minnesota. Then you had a chance in the schedule. You're going to play 3 ranked teams in a row, and hoping to learn some things in each one of those games. We did in the DePaul game, wound up with the ACC Freshman of the Week. And Sam Burnell had 31 points, 7 rebounds in that game. There are some moments, as you said. You look at you're playing against the best competition in the country, and yet we're able to do some successful things. Maybe not long enough in the complete game yet, but we're getting there.
Yeah, we're seeing some sparks. We're seeing some glimpses. I think that we've somehow got to put it together for 40 minutes, and that's been a challenge for us. It'd be great if we could start with 20 minutes. I think that would be really a step in the right direction for us. We have some great talent. I think we're losing our confidence because we're obviously playing really good teams and losing. So it's hard to stay confident. It's hard to continue to shoot the ball well.
One of the things that goes on with our young players is they're being scouted, obviously. People are looking at video now. In high school, maybe that wasn't as common a situation. They're also trying to learn to play together with a new unit of people. It just takes time, and the more patience that we have as fans and supporters, this team's going to come together and continue to grow, get better.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about they were playing in high school last year. They're playing against competition that was not very good, and now they're seeing the best, especially with the schedule that we're playing. They're seeing the absolute best players in the country. They're going up against them every single night. So I think it's been kind of an awakening a little bit for them, and really for everybody. I mean, you're looking at everybody that's coming back that didn't get a lot of playing time last year. So I think it's new for everybody, and we're just trying to figure out how to work together, how to see what's happening next, how to make a move and do something that's going to help somebody else get open. I think as a player and an All-American type player like we have so many, you're used to working for yourself and other people working to get you open. So it's trying to move without the ball, trying to see what's going to happen next.
Well, having been through a number of years of coaching, you've been through these situations before, and as frustrating as it is as far as wins and losses, you still see progress being made.
Yeah, I've not been in a situation like this before. I think this is something that's really kind of a test for all of us on the staff. We're watching a lot of film. We're trying to really see how we can help more, what we can do more. We're constantly looking and talking about what we can do to help make this easier. How can we simplify things? What do we need to work on at practice that's going to help us in the game? We're really working overtime on ourselves, not so much the other team. And we're still doing a lot of scouting, but that part is kind of extra right now. We really got to work on some things for ourselves.
Had an interesting game on the schedule against Guelph, a team from Ontario, Canada. And that was originally planned as a way to have a night to celebrate. Natalie Chan was named going in the Ring of Honor. She wound up getting a chance to play overseas. We did that earlier in the season, and yet you have a great relationship with the folks from Guelph, and really great to see them come down.
It really was. Mark Walton's just a great guy, great coach. He does a phenomenal job. He's why Natalie Chan chose to come to Notre Dame. He actually was friends with Mike Bray long before we met. Came to campus quite a few times. We got to know each other a little bit. And then when Natalie came out, he was her developmental coach in Canada basketball. So he really was there at the beginning of her career and probably is the one that taught her so many great things.
You mentioned the confidence that comes and can go the other way. But in this game, we're up by 16 at halftime. And it seemed like we're gelling. It seemed like people were we had 3 players over 20 points in that game. Kind of had an indication of what we can be.
Yeah, really, it was fun to watch. I think we had a 17-2 run in the second quarter because it was a very tight game in the first quarter, and I think we were still trying to figure things out. Destiny Walker did a great job at the point, coming in and playing a position she's never played before, got the ball to a lot of good shots, and 6 assists, 1 turnover. I thought we did a lot of good things in that game. Unfortunately, that didn't count on our record. That would have been nice.
Well, it was still a good feeling going home for Christmas off of a victory, and then we come back and we open ACC play against Clemson, a team that, again, had a player that stepped up. Not only did she impress everybody in our arena, but everybody around the league. She's the league MVP this week, and Kendall Spray made just about everything she threw up yesterday. And it just was one of those games. We've had a chance to roll over a lot of teams in the past, and teams now it's like payback time, and they're really really getting up for the Irish.
Yeah, payback's a bitch. I mean, we are really seeing that live every single night. Every team coming in here that has never beaten Notre Dame before knows this is a chance that they have to come out, and it's really something that we got to be prepared for. Everybody always gets their best shot when you're playing Notre Dame, and we could withstand it when you had 5 WNBA players out there. So it's a little different for us this year.
And one of the tough things we did get a chance to get Michaela Vaughn back in the lineup, which was great. And the same night, Marta's not able to go. So, again, trying to get as much talent as we can get together at the same time has been a challenge.
Having Michaela back, though, was such a huge lift. I think you could just see a difference in her activity on the boards. Somebody that we could throw the ball to inside. She does so many things. She's a great communicator. You're going to see our defense improve just because she's on the floor. She's smart. She's a good leader. She's going to run the floor. She's going to try to do everything she can to win. She's a competitor, and it's great to have her back in the lineup.
It was, and there was 2 or 3 times during the course of the game where she went down on the floor, a couple times looking for a loose ball and that kind of thing, which you love to see. But every time she went down, everybody in the crowd was like, and then she got back up and it was, okay, she's
yeah, she got a great ovation at the start of the game. I was really happy to see that.
Really nice. And, again, she's a good passer as well, so we're really excited about what she can bring us. We've got to take a break, and then we're going to come back, and Carol Owens is going to join us. We've got another trivia question to pass along to you just before that break. This is question number 3, and it involves Danielle Cosgrove. She scored a career-high 12 points against which team this season? Her career high of 12 points. What game did she score 12 points in? And that'll be question number 3. We've got a quick break. And, again, our show is brought to you by the TireRack.com. We appreciate their support. And we appreciate everybody here at our Works Public House, making everybody feel so welcome. We're back in just a moment here on the Muffet McGraw Radio Show.
Red 18.
This season, you can share a Coke with your team on it. So I'm going to tell you how with a little help from this quarterback.
Sally 44.
You can share a Coke when your team's up.
Red Poncho.
You can share a Coke when your team's down.
Happy Jolly.
You can even share a Coke with your rival on game day.
Chili, chili, chili.
Or you can share a Coke when you're giving out your famous guacamole recipe in a completely packed stadium.
Cilantro, chopped onion, squeeze a lime, Roma tomato, hike.
Share a Coke with a fan this season.
Ice cold, delicious.
At West Bend, we like to say the worst brings out our best. So if something bad happens to your home, your car, your boat, motorcycle, or personal possessions, a West Bend home and highway policy will cover it all with one agent, one policy, and one bill. Not to mention one deductible. And if you don't file a claim all year, we'll give you some of your money back. Even your wallet can have a silver lining. To find out more, go to thesilverlining.com.
At first, it was just an annoyance, but then it started affecting my daily life. My hernia was stopping me from doing what I enjoy. That's when I learned about robotic surgery at St. Joe. With a simple outpatient procedure, I was back to normal in days, not weeks. Thanks to St. Joe, I've turned time sitting out into time cherishing the people I love. Get back to the things you enjoy. Schedule your hernia assessment today. Call 1-833-300-WELL.
Hi, Irish fans. Jack Dolan here for UPS. Your customers want more from your business. You've got to make more happen. Whether they're in Indiana or on the other side of the world, globally or locally, UPS is building solutions to help businesses give their customers exactly what they want. More. Made easy. UPS, official partner of Notre Dame Athletics.
It's the Muffet McGraw Show with your host, Bob Nagel, on Pulse FM.
And welcome you back to O'Rourke's Public House. We're at Eddy Street Commons, and it is a little chilly out there and a little rain falling, but we don't have
62 yesterday, Bob. Let's talk about the good stuff.
How about that?
I thought we were going to be positive today.
I went by like 3 golf courses yesterday, and everybody's out whacking the ball around, and then today we get back to, but we don't have to shovel this.
Right.
So that's a positive. We're joined now by our associate head coach, Carol Owens, in her 19th year at Notre Dame, and CEO, certainly welcome, and great to have you with us again.
Thanks, Bob. It's good to be here.
Now, have you two met?
Yeah.
19 years of working together. That's a pretty good bond.
She's had my back for 19 years. It's been just a great, fun relationship, and couldn't have done it without her.
When you think about everything that goes into that chemistry on a coaching staff, you've got an excellent staff. You've got people that are caring about each other, and as you said, having each other's back, and they've had to welcome a newcomer this year, a young lady, Michaela Mabry, who's just done a phenomenal job of fitting in, and it's great to have that kind of experience helping that bond that forms.
You know, it is. When Neil Ivey came in, Carol took her under her wing and showed her how to recruit, how to be the recruiting coordinator, and now the same with Michaela. She's showing her all the things that have to happen behind the scenes, all the things that you're responsible for, and what better role model to learn from than Carol?
I'm thinking about when you get a chance to work with the post players. Now, there was a time when Hannah Huffman had to join the post players, and that gave you 4. We'd love to have 4, wouldn't we?
We're used to being slim in the post. We'll take some of the guards. We'll take anybody. But it's great. Hannah Huffman was great for us. I mean, she was tough. You know, she accepted the role. I mean, she played a big part in our success and in the road to the Final Four, I believe, her junior year.
Yeah, and it really helped her later on when she went back to playing more of a guard and a defensive specialist. But knowing what she knew about playing the post really helped her develop her whole game.
You know, one of the most important things that you need on a team is somebody that can inbound the ball and help you against the press. You have that guy that's in the middle of the press. It's so important. And she was somebody that could get the ball. She could find people that were open. She could hit the free throw jumper. She could put it on the floor, do so many things. That's kind of an underrated position. Catherine Westbeld handled that nicely for us as well. And so it's just so important to keep teams from really pressing us because we're so deadly against it.
Carol, you had to be really happy last night. Michaela Vaughn back in uniform.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, she brings so much energy to our team. You know, they rise to the occasion with her, and she worked really hard to get back, and first game out. So, like Coach said, you know, the applause was great. It's good to see her on the floor.
Yeah, she did a lot of good things, and it's just amazing. You know, at 6'3", people say we're undersized in the post, and I said, well, I remember a 6'1" center that helped us to 3 straight Final Fours, and Becca Brzezinski. And, you know, at 6'1", and of course, she was a little bit meaner. I don't know. She wasn't mean. She was just tough, and doing a great job, by the way, over at St. Joe High School, coaching the girls team there. But sometimes it's more to do with position, more to do with understanding your role in the post. And Michaela's doing fine, and we had some good minutes yesterday from Danielle Cosgrove.
Yeah, absolutely. Really good minutes. You know, this has been a year, you know, we've had some injuries. We've had some kids that play a lot of minutes. Again, our game is changing. So, you know, like Cosgrove, she can shoot the 3. You know, we got some guards that can post up. And that's where our game is evolving. And, you know, it's good to have one more post player there with Michaela Vaughn. Maybe we can get some high-low action now, which will be very good for us. So looking forward to that.
Carol gets a bonus every time we get a high-low.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's sort of like, well,
so far she's got a 0-some paycheck.
Yeah, well, you got a Christmas present yesterday. You had a shot clock violation. It's always good to see those.
Yeah.
You know,
I
always mention on the air, there's a Christmas present for Coach McGraw. You get a shot clock violation.
How about a win, Bob? Let's give me a win.
Let's get some W's.
Yeah.
I had a couple of people ask me about our players from last year and how they're doing in the pros, and I've seen some pictures that have been sent around, and Brianna Turner's doing a great job, and she's playing with Catherine Westbeld now. And we had an injury, obviously, to a very special young lady, Jessica Shepard, but give us an update on how the ladies are doing.
They're doing really well. I follow Catherine and Brianna on Instagram. Their team has a great social media network, so get to see them. You know, they do a lot of keeping the fans informed, and I think it's summer. Is it summer there?
Yeah,
I mean, it's very warm. It's very warm. They're always at the beach, so I don't know how many games they get in during the week, but they're really having a good time, and it's great that Catherine and Brianna are playing together.
I think we ought to schedule a game with the Adelaides. Wouldn't that be nice?
It would be nice.
They are representing not only themselves but the university and everybody so well, and it's great to see them having so much success. And it's just, you know, we've got a lot of players that are picking up pro checks. And
Marina and Enrique are putting up big numbers also.
Natalie
shocking
Chan was in France, so that's really good. So she's doing really well. The town that she's in and the country she's in, it fits her. So we're excited about that.
Well, we're just really happy for the way they helped us when they were here, and now they've developed into great young ladies, and they're going out and giving the world a gift.
Yeah, they really are. They're using the gift they've been given and taking full advantage of the experiences that they're gaining by being able to live overseas, different cultures, different continents, different countries, and it's really such a growing experience for them, and it really makes them appreciate what we did for them. And I think it's great that they can go on and rise and find their voice and come out with some social issues and talk about things that are important to women.
You think about the trips that we've made over the years where our players have had a chance to go to places like London and in Spain, and then recently to Croatia and to Italy. It's just been a phenomenal growth and development for our players. People ask, why you go over there. The teams you play aren't very good. That's not what it's about. It's an experience and getting to see a lot of the world.
Well, Carol's in charge of overseas, so she does all the scouting, recrecruiting. She's in charge of travel.
Travel over there. I travel for vacation. So yeah, it's been good. It's a team building, team bonding opportunity, along with some games. And when Neil and I, was here, she and I always tried to get somewhere where it was a beach and water, because our team usually likes that. So we got to figure out where we're going to go next.
Well, I tell you what, it was a great trip last year, and look forward to that. But we've got some freshmen coming in next year that have us all pretty excited. A little bit more size, a little bit more depth in the post, and we tried to get a couple of them to come in early.
Yeah.
But you got to be excited about the crew that's coming in next year.
Got a great group coming in next year. Really excited. We got Catherine Westbell's sister, Maddie Westbell. She's exciting, from Ohio. We have Amira, who brothers played professionally. It's in her family, so she's going to be a great addition. She's coming off a knee injury, but she's playing now. She's doing really well. Athletic post player. And Natalia out of New York, Christ the King, will be someone that we feel like can be athletic in the post, work hard and all that. So, but they'll come in as freshmen and need to be developed, but it's good to have the talent coming in.
We can have some of our veteran players work with them. Veterans like Sam Burnell.
Right?
And
it'll be great
Yes.
when you see Allie Campbell and Alicia coming in. It's two really good guards, but they're going to be able to look up to these guys and learn from them.
Well, it's a phenomenal transition that goes on, and every program goes through different things, and we're going through a part where it's great to have great fans who support us.
Really
and,
is. Really appreciate them every night.
Every night, fans. Thank you very, very much for all your support. Carol, thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it very much. Carol Owens, our associate head coach. And by the way, one of our trivia questions is about Carol Owens. That was our question number 2. What award did she win last season? And we're about to give you question number 4. And this one has to do with Michaela Vaughn. She has many talents. In fact, she is fluent in what foreign language? What foreign language is Michaela Vaughn fluent in? I don't know that. I thought English was foreign language for a long time when I was in grade school. But Michaela Vaughn is going to be joining us in our next session along with Danielle Cosgrove. And we thank CO for being here. And we're glad that you're all here, too, as well. And we thank the Tire Rack for their support. We're at O'Rourke's Public House, and we'll be back with our next segment in just a moment. Stay with us.
Join the gang at O'Rourke's Public House, located in Eddy Street Commons, directly across the street from the Notre Dame campus. With an extensive selection of menu items, they're sure you'll find something to your liking. Experience dining at one of the 5 different Irish-themed areas overlooking Notre Dame's beautiful campus. Whether you're catching up with an old friend, having a meeting, or enjoying dinner with your family, O'Rourke's is the place to be. Visit them online at o'rourkespublichouse.com. Cheers to the Irish from O'Rourke's, the official home of the Muffet McGraw radio show.
There are countless not very smart things you can do in your car. Painting your body green in support of Notre Dame basketball while driving. Painting your friend's body. Pretty much any kind of body painting while driving. But with TireRack.com, it's easy to be smart about your tires. Use our test results and consumer reviews to find the best tire for your car. Use our comparison tools to choose the right tires for you. Then have them shipped and installed fast. TireRack.com, official tire experts of Notre Dame basketball.
Right now, I'm holding a perfectly ice-cold Coors Light. You know how I know it's the perfect temperature? Because the mountain on the can is blue. And also, it's really cold. Every Coors Light is cold filtered, cold lagered, and cold packaged. Notice how many times I said cold? 3 times. It's that cold. So make sure the mountain on your can of Coors Light is blue. because that means it's ready to enjoy. 2019 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Is life throwing you hard knocks?
Okay, it's time to go to work.
You may be injured or just worn down. Whether it's Notre Dame basketball, work, or just everyday life, South Bend Orthopedics believes everyone should be treated as if they are on the same team. Schedule an appointment with South Bend Orthopedics today. Call 574-247-9441. Let us get you back in the game.
Okay, it's time to go to work.
We're talking Notre Dame women's basketball. It's the Muffet McGraw Show on Pulse FM.
We welcome you back to O'Rourke's Public House, the Muffet McGraw Show, our third show of the season. Got a couple more. The next one coming up on January 27th, and then we'll have our final show in February. So we're really happy to see all the fans who showed up for the show tonight, and again, we're looking forward to seeing you at our home games and also at our next show on January 27th. We've got a couple of outstanding players who are with us right now and a couple of post players. And we mentioned that Michaela Vaughn made an appearance last night and got a great ovation. The fans loved to see you come back. Welcome back.
Thank you. It was good to play again.
It was, but I tell you what, you worked really hard. I mean, Ann Marquez, our entire staff worked so well with you to get you back, but you really have to buy into that and take care of business.
Yeah, it took a long time, but it's finally here. So.
Yeah. Well, you know, Fordham was 2 months ago, right?
Yeah, it was
and
2 months ago.
She's back already.
But she came right in and started directing and bringing energy and
she turned around
put the ball in the hole. So
Coach Owens, just sit down. We'll be no, she didn't say that. I don't think so. Danielle Cosgrove is with us as well. Danielle's from Holbrook, New York. Yeah, and I tell you what, when they put they had a 6'4" player yesterday. They had a 6'3" player in the post, and you look around, and all of a sudden they kept putting their bigs in, and somebody was making threes. It was kind of a strange setup because Thornton is an all-conference candidate, and we were doing a pretty good job on her, especially early, and it broke out in a new spot. But you did a nice job of battling out there. There was a lot of contact. There was a lot of pushing and shoving. There was a lot of paint left in the corners. If it was a NASCAR race, they would have waved them off the track, but you held your own in there. It's you're kind of growing in that area, aren't you?
Yeah, thank you. It's a battle every day, so you just got to keep working, but I think our posts are doing a pretty good job right now.
I think they are too, and it's good to have a couple of people for Carol to work with. Carol, give us an idea of what it's like working with these two.
Yeah, it's been great. They always come in with a smile, ready to practice, and it's good to have both of them now together that we can work with, like with shoot around yesterday. We got to do some things, and so it was good to kind of have, more than just one person at, getting some shots up and all that. And so as time goes, it's going to learn, and, like I said, we're going to try to do more high-low things with those two. But we have we're a threat. Teams that have come in, they've tried to get the ball inside because of our height advantage, but now, it's I think we're going to have a little bit of balance, with these two, so it'll be good.
It's going to be nice to have some size in there, so like Samantha Brunell at 6'2" doesn't have to try to be in the post quite as much, and she's done everything we've asked her to do.
Absolutely,
but
absolutely. Yeah, she's done a great job, and she's done what we've asked her. She's had the guard 6'5". When we played Tennessee, they had no one. I don't think anybody below 6'3". So she's done a great job, and then she's been a presence on the outside too. But it's only going to make her a better player when she can have understand the inside and outside game. So it'll be really good.
Some of the numbers have been coming up the last few games, and again, it's frustrating when it doesn't result in a W. But like our free throw shooting yesterday, 72%. We don't have to be great. We don't have to shoot 85%. We just have to get back into those areas where we're shooting our numbers and what we're used to as a program.
I think when we get all, healthy and everybody on the floor, that we can have some substitutions and all that, I think that's going to help us in the long run being in conference right now. So I think we're going to continue to improve. We're going to continue to work on the fundamentals. Teams are going to we're going to see a lot of different defenses, and we got a very young team, especially on the perimeter. So it's teaching. Coach is doing a lot of teaching right now, film, study on the court, And, that's going to get better. They're going to start being able to see different things on their own where they can just make a cut, make a screen, realize they can drive to the basket. So I think there's a lot of things that eventually are going to come, as we play games. They've had to learn a lot during games, but I think it's going to come together pretty soon.
How much of Danielle? How much of an advantage was it watching last year? We had, basically a team of All-Americans, and you got two post players that really gelled together after not playing together. They really, especially middle of the season on, were really almost unstoppable inside.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great privilege to have the opportunity to watch that team as a whole, but especially the post players. I think it gave me kind of a perspective of what, a good connection between two posts should look like, and I think that's kind of what me and Mick are striving to get right now. And I think we still have a little ways to go, but I think being able to watch them for a whole season really was a big help.
Michaela, you had that same experience. Talk about what that meant to you.
It was important to me not only to watch them, but also to get to practice against them because obviously really strong players went super high in the draft. So it was not only just watching from them, but also having the opportunity to learn from them and them able to teach us during practice as well. So it was all around a great experience.
Did you get a chance to get to Philadelphia for Christmas?
I did. I went home the day after. It was actually the day of our last game against Guelph. We went home.
Yeah.
So it was good to be home.
So any surprises from Santa?
Any surprises? I think I gave better gifts than I received, which is my favorite thing to do. So.
That's great. That's great. And was there a big meal? That's one thing about Brianna Turner I'll never forget. She invited everybody to her home for a meal one time, and her mother was an exceptional cook. That's how I rate the players, I think, over the years, how well their moms cook.
Well, my dad's the cook in our house, so.
Oh, great.
I can see that.
Yeah. Danielle, how about you? You got to go home to Holbrook?
Yeah, I went home same day as Mick, but I think it was just really great to be able to see family and just get to spend some time with them. As short as it was super valuable, and I loved being home, but I think we're ready to get back to work.
Well, that's a great thing. You get back here, and not only do you have a chance to work on your game a little bit more, but there's no classes right now, so that's not a bad thing either. What keeps you busy other than basketball?
Reading. Basketball keeps us pretty busy, but I do a lot of reading, drawing, taking pictures, watching some shows, self-care, face masks, nails, all that stuff.
Well, yeah. That's it. Well,
I need to get mine done, so don't look right now, but.
How about you, Danielle?
Yeah, the same stuff. I think right now we're just spending a lot of time together as a team, even outside of practice, just hanging out together and just being with each other right now, I think, is what really matters.
That's awesome. Carol, as a coach, one of your real blessings has been over your career and continues to be watching the development of these young ladies as they become part of the program.
Absolutely. Post play is probably the position that takes a little bit more time, and the post players that I've had that have gone on to the draft, they've really started to come into their own junior, senior year. Because you have to get used to the pace of the game and the physical play. Your strength's got, you get bumped, you got to be able to finish with contact and all that, and you got to get used to it. So I think there's a development part, it's a little different than guard play. It takes some time, it takes some development. So, I'm patient with that, and, I know our fans want it now, and I want it now too. But it takes time. It takes time to have, the connection between, two post players, high, low, all that. You got to know how they catch the ball, how they finish. So I love it. I love the development part of it, the process. And I look forward to seeing these two at their very best. And it's good to have Mick back playing and all that. And I'm always asking her, like, are you okay? And she's like, I'm fine. She's tough. So I'm just excited about where they're going and their potential with this team as well.
Well, it's going to be exciting to watch that develop. And we're going to take a break, and we've got another trivia question to pass along to you. And Carol and I are going to disappear, and the host of the hottest segment in the northern United States is coming up next. Sam Brunell will be here with her little session with our ladies, and we'll do that in just a second. Here's our last trivia question for tonight's show. On Christmas Day, Arike Agobowale dropped 43 points for her team. Orman Spoor, that's the name of her team. You knew that, right? I didn't know that either. And but what we want to know is what country is her team located? What country is Enrique playing in now? So if you have that answer, write it down, and we'll be taking a look at all of those opportunities for you to win our trivia contest. We'll do that starting in just a moment or so. We're back with Sam's Saloon in just a second here on the Muffet McGraw Show. We're back at O'Rourke's Public House. Stay with us.
As a coach, you wear many hats and need to be ready for anything. You want to be the best that you can be for your players. And LASIK definitely made a big difference for me. Now my vision is sharp and I can really focus on coaching. To be your best on the court, you need to be aware. And thanks to bowling, I'm not missing a thing.
Learn more about Ryan's experience at bowlingheroes.com. Bowling Vision Center. Amazing happens here.
This season, you can share a Coke with your team on it. So I'm going to tell you how with a little help from this quarterback.
Sally, 44.
You can share a Coke when your team's up.
Red Poncho.
You can share a Coke when your team's down.
Happy Jolly.
You can even share a Coke with your rival on game day.
Chili, chili, chili.
Or you can share a Coke when you're giving out your famous guacamole recipe in a completely packed stadium.
Cilantro, chopped onion, squeeze a lime, Roma tomato, hike.
Share a Coke with a fan this season.
Ice cold, delicious.
At West Bend, we like to say the worst brings out our best. So if something bad happens to your home, your car, your boat, motorcycle, or personal possessions, a West Bend home and highway policy will cover it all with one agent, one policy, and one bill. Not to mention one deductible. And if you don't file a claim all year, we'll give you some of your money back. Even your wallet can have a silver lining. To find out more, go to thesilverlining.com.
At first, it was just an annoyance, but then it started affecting my daily life. My hernia was stopping me from doing what I enjoy. That's when I learned about robotic surgery at St. Joe. With a simple outpatient procedure, I was back to normal in days, not weeks. Thanks to St. Joe, I've turned time sitting out into time cherishing the people I love. Get back to the things you enjoy. Schedule your hernia assessment today. Call 1-833-300-WELL.
Live from O'Rourke's Public House in Eddy Street Commons, it's the Muffet McGraw Show on Pulse FM.
And we welcome you back to O'Rourke's Public House, and it's an exciting time for our show to turn it over to the hottest radio host in North America. Well, working on it. Anyway, she's here with her sister tonight. Is that your
what?
Is that your sister?
Oh,
that's
sure.
your mother.
Close enough.
Give Sam's mom a warm welcome here tonight. She's here watching the show, and Sam's going to take it over with Danielle and Michaela. Sam's Saloon, everybody.
Thank you all for joining Sam's Saloon today, everybody.
I'm guessing you named it.
Actually, myself and Mr. Bob Nagel came up with the name.
I love it.
And I didn't know what saloon meant until the second radio show. So
oh, no.
You live and you learn.
Yikes.
But yes, I am joined by my lovely teammates here, Mickey V and DC.
Okay.
And so it's actually really cool because both of them are like really tight. So it's nice because they're both post players, but they probably spend the most time together. Like out of everybody, if like two people spend the most time together, they honestly probably spend the most time together, which is really cool.
She just follows me around.
Yeah, no, totally.
Don't know what else to do.
Totally.
What
Welsh
can I say?
Welsh Hall, right? Welsh Hall?
Yeah.
Yeah. P-Dub's better.
No.
Flirty.
Okay. All right. Anyways, Mickey V here. We're so happy that you are back with us playing.
Thank you.
And one unique thing about Mick, though, is she has to smell great before every game and every practice. She is a Bath and Body Works addict, and she like has 20 different kinds of Bath and Body Works fragrances in her locker. She just handed me one the other day, and I didn't even like ask for it. She's like, "Here, Sam, this is for you." I was like, "What?" Okay. But speaking of that, what would be your favorite fragrance out of all of the lovely many kinds of fragrances you have in your locker?
Oh my gosh. I have to like section it off between like aromatherapy, what's my summer scent.
Well, let's go current.
Current?
In season.
In season. Ooh, tough. Okay, I have a new one. Like it just switched like yesterday. Sage cedarwood. I'm wearing it. It smells great.
It does smell good. She asked me to take a whiff earlier, and it smelled great. But one fragrance she introduced to me the other day was what? Gingham?
Gingham.
Gingham's a very good one, too, if you haven't heard of it.
Nice
I
and
would
clean.
try that out. It's very clean. Also, DC, you're also an only child like myself, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So I want you to go through some pros and cons with me about, like, pros of being an only child and cons of being an only child right now. Go.
I get to spend a lot of time with my parents, and I don't have to worry about, like, fighting with other siblings. But sometimes I wish I had people to hang out with. But I think that's kind of why I started playing sports, just to have, like, a second built-in family. I don't know if you feel the same way.
That's so cute.
No, definitely. Like, I can relate a lot to that. I think what was cool about, like, because where I'm from is obviously, like, I don't have siblings, but I had a lot of cousins and everything. So it was kind of like I had siblings in a way because they were really close.
You don't want siblings. It's overrated.
I will say, being an only child is pretty cool in its few ways, you know, but you could also argue, because you have siblings, I'm sure there's many pros to having siblings.
Yeah, it's like you have like built-in best friends, but then also like built-in enemies.
I was about to say, you have a brother, right?
Yeah, I got 2 brothers and a sister.
2 brothers and a sister. So how was your relationship with them growing up?
We used to, well, my sister and I'm the youngest of 4. We didn't really fight as much. My brother, who's only 3 years older than I am, we used to like fight all the time.
Wow.
And like little kid stuff, but it's also really nice because he's a guy, obviously, so it could be really easy for him to kind of shut me out, but he always let me hang out with his friends, which is nice. So it was like having a bunch of other friends and my best friend. So,
well, Mick is also from Philly.
Woo!
Coach is clapping here in the front. That's great. So obviously you are now vegan, right?
I am.
So
what does it do with Philly?
Well, this is what this has to do with Philly. Is there's this thing called a Philly cheesesteak.
Oh.
I'm sure you've heard.
No.
Oh. That's embarrassing.
No. Philly cheesesteaks, go on.
All right. So before you became vegan, which was college, right?
Yeah.
Where was the best place to get a Philly cheesesteak?
I don't really buy into the whole Geno's Pat's thing. I thought it was Larry's Steaks on City Line. I think it's really good.
Okay.
Nice and simple, clean little cheesesteak you get. I don't partake now, but it was always really tasty. So.
Well, all right. How does a Philly cheesesteak work? Like, do you put like lots of things on, or is it just the steak and the cheese?
Well, honestly, that's like a long question. But my answer, to make it short, will be usually people just put obviously the cheese, the meat, ketchup on the meat sometimes, lettuce, tomato, peppers is really big, and fries, always really, really good. Yeah, melted cheese. It's like, I don't know what kind, American maybe? White melted cheese, really good.
American's good. I'll agree with that. Going back over here to Danielle, one thing, like I was talking, Mick has so much like Bath and Body Works. Well, one thing about DC is she always has her nails done. And they're always different colors each time she goes. And, you know, they're acrylic and long, and sometimes you get scratched with them, but we live.
Yeah.
What is your favorite color for your nails? If you had to pick one color for the rest of your life, what color would you put on your nails?
I'd go for a good maroon, which is what we got now, but they're not looking too hot, so let's not look at them.
I mean, they look pretty to me, but
yeah.
anyways.
We're doing okay.
Doing okay. Another cool fact is both Mick and Danielle played within the same AAU organization, you know, before they got here, and that was with the Philly Bells. However, you guys were never on the same team, right?
Right.
Well, what was it like, at least being in the same AAU organization to now being able to play college basketball together?
Well, it was nice because we didn't really get to play each other when we were in AAU or play with each other. So now it's like we got to do what we didn't get to do when we were in high school.
Right.
But we'd always kind of saw each other around and knew about each other. So it was always nice to see a familiar face when we got here.
Right.
Yeah. I think kind of just having, like Mick said, a friendly face when we came in, or at least when I came in, was definitely a positive for me. But I think just kind of being able to understand like how each other plays and like our little tics and stuff, I think is as much as we didn't play together, we kind of learned about each other while we were there.
Right. That is so great. Well, thank you all for joining Sam's Saloon tonight and Coach's Radio Show. We
Thanks
always
for having us.
appreciate it. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Very nice, and it's great to learn all about the best scents that you can. I don't know, but I get my nails done tournament time every year. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
the green nail, you got to have that. So looking forward to that. But how about what a great job and what a great group of young ladies we had with us tonight. We're going to take a break. We have our trivia winner. We're going to be announcing that for you in just a moment. Coach McGraw will join us again as we get ready to wrap up our third show of the season. Thanks for being here at O'Rourke's Public House.
Hi, Irish fans. Jack Dolan here for UPS. Your customers want more from your business. You've got to make more happen. Whether they're in Indiana or on the other side of the world, globally or locally, UPS is building solutions to help businesses give their customers exactly what they want. More. Made easy. UPS, official partner of Notre Dame Athletics.
Join the gang at O'Rourke's Public House, located in Eddy Street Commons, directly across the street from the Notre Dame campus. With an extensive selection of menu items, they're sure you'll find something to your liking. Experience dining at one of the 5 different Irish-themed areas overlooking Notre Dame's beautiful campus. Whether you're catching up with an old friend, having a meeting, or enjoying dinner with your family, O'Rourke's is the place to be. Visit them online at o'rourkespublichouse.com. Cheers to the Irish from O'Rourke's, the official home of the Muffet McGraw radio show.
There are countless not very smart things you can do in your car. Painting your body green in support of Notre Dame basketball while driving. Painting your friend's body. Pretty much any kind of body painting while driving. But with TireRack.com, it's easy to be smart about your tires. Use our test results and consumer reviews to find the best tire for your car. Use our comparison tools to choose the right tires for you. Then have them shipped and installed fast. TireRack.com, official tire experts of Notre Dame basketball.
Right now, I'm holding a perfectly ice-cold Coors Light. You know how I know it's the perfect temperature? Because the mountain on the can is blue. And also, it's really cold. Every Coors Light is cold filtered, cold lagered, and cold packaged. Notice how many times I said cold? 3 times. It's that cold. So make sure the mountain on your can of Coors Light is blue, because that means it's ready to enjoy. 2019 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
It's the Muffet McGraw Show with your host, Bob Nagel, on Pulse FM.
And welcome back to O'Rourke's Public House at Eddy Street Commons. It was a fantastic time around here in the Christmas holiday. New Year's is coming up, and we will have everybody making up New Year's resolutions. And Coach, I don't know, have you done any yet?
Not yet. Not yet, Bob.
Yeah.
I'm going to work on that. I'm going to work on my patience and hope that I get through January 2nd and keep my resolutions.
Well, January 2nd, the next game for the Irish. Going to be playing at Pittsburgh. And when you think about the ACC portion of the schedule, again, we're going on the road. Road wins are so important when it comes to the overall performance of the team. And Pittsburgh's had some changes over the last few years, and they're starting to develop their program.
Yeah, they have a new coach. The assistant from Florida State took over, and he's going to do a great job for them. But the league is really looking good right now. We have 4 teams that are ranked in the top 20, and Syracuse, a team that's kind of on the bubble. Close game with Louisville the other night, who's the #1 team in the league. So I think that it's going to be really tough. There's so many good teams, and playing at home is a little bit of an advantage, but you go on the road, you got to fight against a lot of things. So you got to take care of the home court. That's the most important thing in this league.
Peterson Athletic Center is a nice facility, and they've put pretty good crowds in there over the years, and they've had some great players. The first thing that happens with freshmen on a road trip, now we've been on the road before to Fordham, and what's the biggest concern you have for the young players about the discipline it takes to take care of business?
You know, trying to make it just like the home game. You want to make every game the same approach. Eat the pregame meal around the same time. You know, everything's the same. You go through your warm-ups. So hopefully it's something that we're used to by now, because we have had plenty of time to go on the road. And that's where you hope your upperclassmen just take over and tell them, you know, this is just like it's going to be every game. Nothing's changed. Same referees. They're all ACC officials. We don't have to worry about a hostile crowd. We just have to go out and play our game.
After the Pittsburgh game, you get a chance to go up to Syracuse, which is always a tough assignment because Quentin Hillsman runs a good program up there, perennially a team that goes to the NCAA tournament, and they've got some talent coming back from last year. Talk about what it's like to play at Syracuse. I mean, we play in an arena there that holds 33,000, and there aren't going to be 33,000 people there. Usually a lot more Notre Dame fans even than Syracuse.
You know, lately they've done a really good job. Last year I think they had 11,000, which was a record for them. They set records pretty much every time we go. They have a really big crowd coming in. We've got a great Notre Dame contingent that always comes out for us out there. It is an interesting place to see a game. Because it's built for football, and of course they just move the stands around, but you can fit a lot of people in there, and they have the stands very close to the court, so you can hear the crowd pretty well. But we're expecting another big crowd there when we come up. Hopefully the weather will be nice, so we'll be able to get in and out.
One of the concerns you hear over the years about playing at Syracuse in the Carrier Dome is that there aren't the lines that you see in a lot of gymnasiums that give you a chance to get a perspective with your jump shot because it's so big and so wide open. But it does resemble the Joyce Center a little bit in that we don't have a square arena. We have a round arena with a raised roof, so we tend to shoot the ball pretty well there.
Yeah, we have historically shot the ball well there, and it's interesting. Remember last year how windy it was, and even inside, a lot of the things on the ceiling were moving. We were a little worried if we were going to get out there alive.
Yeah, it's a great track, and again, one of the things about playing in the New York area is you get a chance to get some people. Notre Dame fans who love to come out and watch the Irish when they're on the road. We'll be back home on January 9th to take on Boston College, a team that we have to play twice. And again, this is a team that has made some changes in the last couple of years, and at one time was one of the top programs in the conference.
Yeah, they have a great history there, and they have a really good coach. I think she's doing an outstanding job. Their team is playing really hard. We were able to win last year, but this is a team that really have some really good players coming back. So every game's going to be a battle. Bob, there's not a game in the league that we can say this is the game we're going to win. We have to win every game and be ready.
North Carolina State comes in, and that is one of the toughest games that we've had over the last 3-4 years. They love to play Notre Dame, and they're going to be coming to our house, which is okay. And again, it's a team and a well-coached team that has a lot of athleticism, a lot of quickness.
And they got one of the best post players in the conference. Cunane is she's about 6'5", freshman last year, did a number on us last year. You know, with Brianna Turner guarding her, she still had a double-double and really played well. They had some really good shooters to go with her, so that's a team that's going to do well in the NCAA tournament. That's a top 10 team and a really important game for us.
Well, it really is a special year for the ACC. And fans, if you want to go online, you can get tickets for the ACC tournament. It's going to be back in Greensboro, North Carolina, and it'd be great to have Notre Dame fans out there for the tournament. And so we've got a tough schedule coming up, but that is always the case here at Notre Dame, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. You know, you want to challenge yourself, and hopefully we're going to put it all together very soon.
Well, we're making progress, and we've had a lot of fun at our home games. I don't know if I know Coach was busy at halftime, but did everybody see the baby race yesterday? Wasn't that fun? I tried to get in, but I was too old, I guess. They wouldn't let me in. But how about a hand for Jake Amodio and the staff? They did a great job. That was a lot of fun, wasn't it? Jake, nice job, buddy. We've got a lot of fun things coming up at our home games, so we're glad to see everybody get a chance to enjoy those. And we want to thank our fans who are here tonight. We really appreciate everyone's support for our program. I want to wish everybody a very happy New Year.
Yeah, it's great for the Irish football team to go out with a win, good bowl game, and now back to basketball.
Back to basketball. It's basketball season, that's right. Special thanks to Bob Henning, our engineer on site. Also, Jed DeVicky's engineering our broadcast back at Pulse FM. Our thanks to Josh Bates and Katie Capps and Angie Potoff, Sarah Higgins, Jake Amodio, and Greg Hughes for all of their help. And we thank our guests, Carol Owens, Michaela Vaughn, Danielle Cosgrove, and of course, Samantha Brunel for all of her fine work again here today. We'll be with you again in January 27th. It's a Monday. We'll be here at O'Rourke's Public House, and we invite you to join us at that time for show number 4 of this. Boy, it goes by so fast, doesn't it?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I'd say it went by fast.
All
I
right.
think it's actually kind of dragging a little bit.
It is. Coach, you've done a great job, though, handling it. This is, and we got to announce our trivia winner.
Let's do it.
And this is the team only man standing. Where are you guys? All right. The correct answers. Who else scored 31 points? It was Katrina Gaither. What award did CO win? It was the WBCA Division I Assistant Coaches of the Year Award. And what game did Danielle Cosgrove have 12 points? That was Michigan State. And among Michaela Vaughn's many talents, she's fluent in French. And Enrique Ogumbawali is playing in Turkey. So those are the correct answers, and our congratulations to our winners. Thanks for being with us. Until our next show. Go Irish. Thanks for being here.
Good job, Bob.
Thanks for listening to the Muffet McGraw Show, live from O'Rourke's Public House. The Muffet McGraw Show is brought to us by TireRack.com.